Oh, you noisy cows. That's all you ever do is moo, moo, moo. Moo, 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 moo. Let's move you to a more convenient location for me, so I don't have to hear your incessant mooing. Hello and welcome to the Craftsmen Collective. As always, Rock here. We're starting today off with a little cow moving, little cowy cow moving, because they're getting a little too annoying for us where they are right now. So I would like to move them away from our main area, like that. Perfect. I like to move them away from our main area. That way we don't have to worry about hearing them all the time like we do right here. So let's move, move, move. There we go. Move them one by one. Get out of here, cow. Wahahaha, get out. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. And ooh, oh, sorry, you were the you both were the unlucky ones. All right, so now that that is taken care of, I can live in peace over here without having to worry about cows moving all over the place. So we haven't had a huge amount since the last time. It's mostly been mining. We made a new cave world that we've been using for mining, or cave world with caves. Doing a lot of mining there, and this chest right here contains the pulverized, cooked up dust version of all the stuff that we got, which we got quite a bit. And this isn't really all of it. We also got a ton of redstone, a ton of blue alloy ore, whatever. Also a bunch of diamonds, quite a lot of diamonds to be honest, which is awesome because we had barely any left. And of course, a random variety of everything else. So we're pretty set on these kinds of resources for a while. I think now it's more of getting more of this blue the blue alloy dust and blue alloy ores for more bluetricity nickelite. That's what it is. More nickelite. That's what we're missing. We need more nickelite. I kind of underestimated how much nickelite I was using when I was crafting a bunch of blue alloy ingots, and so I didn't have a whole lot, and I wasn't able to make a huge amount of doped wafers. But in general, we will be moving into a solar panel bluetricity route soon. I just have to go out caving again to get some more nickelite so I can make the cables. They are these blue alloy wire. Actually, I don't need any more nickelite for that. I do need one thing for this though, and that is wool. We have a very, very low amount of wool for what we want to do, which is there's quite a few things that we want to use the wool for, but we don't have. Where is it? We have like 16 wool, and we have a bunch of string, but it's not going to help us a whole lot. But we want to start making like bundled red alloy cables and those blue cables. The red alloy cables or the bundled cables will be used for the spawner farm, which we will be updating soon. After this episode's done, I'll have the good step in the right direction for getting the bundled cables for the spawner farm. But let me go over here. Oh, I went complete wrong place. We will be going about and doing a few different things. Probably next episode, I think we're going to be doing the Redpower 2 revamp to the spawner farm to help make things not as ugly. Because this right here is really a lot bigger than I want for the timer. Because it just takes up a lot of space, and it's not as much space for anything we want to build. Also up here, we want to improve this ugly monstrosity right here. Now we could improve this pretty easily with bundled cables, I believe, but either that or I know Tib had suggested the wireless redstone stuff, so we might change this kind of this wiring setup that goes from here over to there to wireless redstone to make things a bit cleaner. And then also I think that's kind of the biggest thing, is just making that cleaner, because this the main source wire right here that goes in between all of these, it's not really that big of a problem. It's all the overhead and ugliness over here that's kind of bugging me, and so next time we will work on this, and we should be able to improve it quite a bit. Let's see. I haven't decided what I'm going to do here yet. This might be the area where I have my wires coming down from like the solar panels up on the up above. I'm not sure. I want to, I think overall, make this into my engine room maybe, or my power room, to do kind of all the stuff that we can do. I'm not sure. I want to do something that's going to replace this, ghetto power system I'm using, where I just have a bunch of engines hooked up to these things and just pump it with coal. But for the first thing we want to kind of go over today is on project. At least one project that I'd like to do today to alleviate the lack of wool that we have is the sheep, the wool farm. Now we showed it off, or we showed it a little bit in the first season, but I will jump over to the single player test world and reconstruct it, and we can take a look at it again, and I can kind of explain it a little bit more in detail. And then we'll jump back over to the server, and we will set it up and get some sheep into it and start farming wool. So I'll be right back once I get over to the single player test world. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we are back. So we have a small little prototype. It's roughly the same as the previous version, except with some trim around it to make it look pretty-ish. But essentially, it works off of a couple various different things, and it's fairly compact. So there is kind of three forces at work here. There's a bud switch that's connected to the grass block under the sheep. There's a deployer, which if we come over here, we can see that it has a shear in it. Now, when we have it on our main in the main server, we'll of course have all of these slots filled with shears, and I believe that we can enchant shears with unbreaking now through the paper. So we'll most likely put unbreaking 3 shears in there so that they last a really long time. We don't have to worry about replacing them anytime soon. And then, so there's the deployer, and the deployer will use items that have right-click abilities in them. So, for example, you can use the deployer with shears to shear a sheep, or if you had a leaf block there, you could shear that. You can put a hoe in there, and it will till the land that's in front of it. And so the third force at hand is a transposer. A transposer will suck up items that are within a general vicinity, and it can suck them up into a pneumatic tube. So there's kind of I guess those three systems at work. Now, right here we have a one wide array of one way array T-buds, not T-bud, just a bud switch. So they affect triggers. This block pushes forward, powering this, depowering these right here, and then it will pull back and then repower them again. Now, there's a couple things you have to make sure so that it works correctly. You want to make sure that this repeater is set on 2 ticks, or 1 tick. No, 2 ticks. Sorry, one extra click, but 2 ticks. And then we want to make sure that we have an extra repeater up here. So what this will do is it will first deploy the shears to shear the thing, and then 1 tick later it will transpose any wool blocks that are there. So as you can see right there, they get sheared. The transposer sucks it up, and then it pulls it right into these chests. So this is kind of the system right here that we got going that we'll be implementing for our sheep farm. Now we'll have, you know, kind of rows of these that will have various different colored sheep, and from what I'm thinking is we'll use these 4 different wools as the color indicator for what type of sheep it is. So, you know, we got the blocks or whatever it's used for this back wiring doesn't really matter, but I think we're going to use these 4 blocks right here as the indicator of what type of sheep it is. So even when the sheep don't have their wool, we'll know what color sheep the area is. So this is kind of the idea behind our sheep farm that we will be implementing into our base in a very short period of time. I'll probably I might set up a couple. I'm not going to set up all. It's all what, like 16 wool colors. Actually, you know what? I might do it. We'll see. But I'm going to jump back over the server, and I'm going to set up at least a couple of these to start the farming going of wool. And we'll go with that. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we are back. We did a little bit of renovation to our base to set up an area for the sheep farm. This is kind of the first step towards a a more pleasant to look at base. So we got a nice little steps here. I'm not entirely sure if I want to keep it like this. I might change out these grass blocks to something else, but I figured I'd give it a test and see how I feel about it. We got 2 of the stations set up. It took a little bit to set up these 2 stations and get all the blocks and stuff that we needed, and but this is good enough to show a proof of concept in our base. So, you know, these have been sitting here collecting wools. Oh, that's the wrong button. Sitting here collecting wools, so overall this proof of concept will work fairly well, and we're able to easily continue this pattern on and on. It's very space efficient, as we can kind of stack them as long as there's a 1 space gap between each sheep area. We can safely stack them out. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it's gathered some more wool there. So this is pretty good. I have enough to set up, I think. Let's see. I have enough to set up a couple more. So I'm going to set those up off camera, and I'd be able to show you guys next time. But I'm pretty happy with this. But I think with that, we will call this a episode for today. A very short episode compared to some of our older episodes. But I think it should be sufficient for today. I'm going to attempt to start putting out, like I've said before, I'm going to attempt to start putting out more episodes more frequently as I'm wrapping up some of my my other series. So Waking Up is ending as of Monday. So I'll have more time. I will be starting a new CTM series, but I as we did finish up Shadow of the Game, we kind of have an open slot for our open Tuesdays and Thursdays slot. So we're probably my guess for what I'm thinking is that we're gonna move the Craftsmen Collective into the Tuesday, Thursday, and possibly weekend slot, like we did with Shadow of the Game. And we'll keep the Monumental Victory on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll see how that goes. So, thank you for watching. As always, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or feedback, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And other than that, I will catch you guys on Tuesday. So, catch you guys next time.